So we talked about Aldo Leopold and about the Sand County Almanac, and I read that, and he wrote some other books, and all of the things that Aldo Leopold done with land ethics. And so a friend of mine goes to Wisconsin, to Baraboo, Wisconsin, and that is where Aldo Leopold ends up. And he ends up as a professor at the University of Wisconsin, and he has a plot of land out on the Wisconsin River, and on this plot of land he builds this shack, and he has this big old oak tree out in the front of it, and that's where he sat and he wrote his journal, the Sand County Almanac. That's where he wrote about the Sand County Almanac and his thoughts about land ethics. And then during a prescribed fire, when he was 40-some years old, he dies. He gets burned up in a prescribed fire, of all things. But anyway, so a buddy of mine was up there, and he picks up some of these acorns from this big old black oak. This oak was big around as this kitchen table, huge tree. And he brings them back here, and he sprouts them. And he brings 2 of them over here to my place, and he gives them to me, and I planted them. I planted them right out here in my yard, and I call them the Leopold Oaks. And they were about this tall, and they had about 3 leaves on them. And they growed, and then they dropped their leaves, and then the next year they growed a little bit more, and then they dropped their leaves. And by the 4th year, they had 8 leaves on them, and they were about this tall. In 4 years of growing, they were this tall. And one day I walked by there, and they're gone. They're just gone. 4 years I've been watching these trees grow. And someday I thought maybe I would sit under them and write my journal about the prairie. Trees are gone. Little pile of rabbit pellets right there. Oh man, a rabbit come by and ate these 2 trees. And I thought, well, if these trees are tough enough, they're gonna come back from the resprout from the roots, or maybe they won't. And I'm telling this story up in Wisconsin at the Sand County anniversary deal they had up there. And everybody's got this big sad face on them, you know. Here I'd spent all this time growing these Leopold Oaks and how important it was to me and all of this to try to grow something that Aldo Leopold had. And, but I go, but you know what? I said, I'm okay with it. Because when I think how Leopold thought, I said, although I had Leopold Oaks, and I don't have Leopold Oaks no more, now I got a Leopold rabbit. And that's how he would have thought. The trees were great, but hey, the rabbit's even better. Whatever, that will all belong on the prairie together. And some people take it, you know, some things eat other things, and so that's what happened. So I got a Leopold rabbit now instead of the Leopold Oaks. And that was the story I told up there about that